All right, welcome everyone. This is the October Recreational Joint Advisory Committee. I would like to start this evening with acknowledging a new member. We have a new member, Cheryl Cherry. Hey, Cheryl. Yes, she'll be taking Damon's place, who had to leave due to a job commitment. So welcome aboard, Cheryl.
Thank you, excited to be here.
Sure.
Thank you, excited to be here.
All right.
That's the hardest part, by the way.
Is remembering the button.
The hardest part is remembering to hit the button before Jessica can remind you.
All right. First item on the agenda is the approval of last month's minutes. They were sent out in advance, unfortunately not till last night. Are there any errors or omissions? Okay, do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
Somebody who was here ought to do that.
Yes. Thank you, Brian. Is there a second? All righty. All those in favor of passing those minutes? All right. Looks like a majority. Thank you. Next on the agenda, let's see, we have no visitors, so we're going to move right on to our amenity reports. And I'm actually first up with the London Park. And this is, some of this was covered last month. But we'll just see where we go. Restrooms were clean and well stocked. Pavilion area looked great. Fish cleaning station was very clean. Everything there looked fantastic. The left dock bumper is still falling off. Probably want to try to catch that before it lands in the lake. And I've got a picture here. I can send you the picture, which I did forget to do last month. That blue PVC pipe, which looks to me like it might be a freshwater pipe, I don't know, but it's still hanging over. Someone's run over it. Member interaction, several members mentioned again that the water pressure at the fish cleaning station starts out great and eventually reduces to a trickle. And I know Rick had mentioned last month that that might be due to that mystery water leak. So there were no other additional observations. So that's it for London Park. Russ is not with us on this meeting, so we will be skipping over Branchwood and Loch Lomond. Blowing Springs Recreation Area, that would be Larry.
I'm here, but I got in late last night from Europe, so I'm sorry I didn't get there today. But I promise to be extra diligent this month.
No worries, thank you much. All right, Tyree Park and Granton Park, and that's our new member. It's all yours, Sherry. Cheryl, I'm sorry.
That's all right, I go by either. I'll start with Granton because the file's open. Is that okay?
That's good, yeah.
Okay, everything was really pretty clean. My one concern was the fish station. It was not so clean. There was debris and matter. Yeah. I was trying to think of a good way to put that on the station. However, when I tried to test the water, there was no water at all. Now, I don't know if I was doing it wrong, but the handle up down usually works. There was no water, so that could be why the fish station was unsanitary at the time.
When I did Granton for a few months, and I had the same problem, and I thought someone explained to me, it is on.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Someone explained to me here how to turn the water. I had the same problem, and does anyone remember how you turn the water on over the fish station?
Yeah, so it's solar powered. There's a battery over there. There were at one time a set of infographics that went along with those, and we are looking for those to try and find them and make copies.
Because I know they weren't there when I used to do Granton.
The little signs have come off, but
okay. Because I saw a box of something, and I was like, I don't know if that's to turn on the water or not. It was unclear. So again, didn't know.
It's not you.
But we can, if next time you're going out, if you'll just call the Lakes and Parks office, we can go over and show you. But hopefully we'll have that infographic there to let you know how to do it next time.
Yeah, I can test it out as a user. I talked to a very lovely couple who were walking their dog. They've been here about 4 months. They walk their dog every day, either at Tyree or Granton. Love the area. They did have a recommendation I thought I would share. A big sport where they are, an up-and-coming sport, I should say, a re-emerging sport where they're from, is croquet. There's 3 kinds of croquet. It gets very competitive. So that's one thing I've noticed you don't have here, and both Granton and Tyree have a lot of grassy area, and it's not a very large financial investment in order to do croquet. And that might be another way to have disperse some of the pickleball players into other sports, so pickleball's not so crowded. There's competitive croquet, you never know.
Someone paying you off.
Does involve hitting things with a mallet, so.
That's
True.
a good point, good point. So that was one recommendation I thought was good. She said she would appreciate if I started the conversation. Tyree looked great, beautiful. Nobody was there using it, that it was accessible. There was a couple people on boats, but I wasn't gonna yell for them or anything. So I had no one to talk to. It was very clean, even though it was a Sunday. Trash was empty, bathrooms were spectacular. So it's a beautiful area, and a beautiful area for croquet.
So I have a question. What constitutes a prepared croquet area?
I can absolutely
just-
research that.
Okay.
Because
I
again,
don't
there's
know.
3 types of competitive croquet. So I don't know if it takes 3 different types of courts or just some
There's
slightly
an actual
different
court,
setups.
possibly.
But I could do some research.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks.
That's all I got.
All right. Next up would be Lake Avalon Park, and that is Liz.
The park looked great.
No, I got you.
Oh, thank you. It was feeling very fall-like. The beach was closed and leaves were falling. Nobody was around except one gentleman I spoke with. All facilities were clean and in working order. I didn't find any area for review. The gentleman I spoke with is a POA member, Ben, who was walking his beagle on a leash around the park. I mentioned the leash because many people don't, so that was a good thing. He was very complimentary of the park, mentioning that it's always well-maintained when he visits daily. He lives in that neighborhood. He also thanked me and the POA for our committee and its process of engaging with the members when we're out there. He feels the POA has its hands on the pulse of its members, and he wanted me to tell everyone that he really appreciates it. So, no additional observations at all. It looked great.
Great. I do have a question, and I don't know if you've noticed this. Is there a dog station there at Lake Avalon?
Yeah.
A bag station?
Yeah,
and- Okay,
Yeah.
mud mids or whatever they call them? Okay.
I'm sorry, yeah, I didn't mention it, but everything was filled. Everything is always full. The bathrooms were clean, and yes.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Liz.
You're welcome.
Next up, Lake Ann Park and Metfield Complex, and that would be Keith.
I think you may have missed Richard.
Oh, I did it again. Okay, yes. Let's back up. Richard, you're up.
Hey, quit testing me.
That's twice.
That's kind of a weekly thing.
Thank you, Keith.
I can never get out of it. I looked at Kingsdale Complex. This is in September, middle of September. It's been a few weeks. And I noticed this right after a storm had gone through the area. So there were a lot of leaves, and it was kind of, we're recovering from all the storm debris and stuff. But one of the lights on the south end of Court 8 got damaged in the storm, and it's completely knocked off of the standard. So there's 3 lights in that stand, and one of them was gone. And on the other side of Court 8, the north end of Court 8, the trees have kind of overgrown, kind of blocking the light from the courts. So that it's whenever we get tree people out there, they should probably trim back those trees on courts, well, really Court 7 and 8, because they're kind of overflowing over the courts. One thing I heard from talking to some people is they resurfaced Court 7 and 8, and they look very nice, but I'm told that the posts were put in too low, and so the nets were therefore too low. But since then, just today, my wife told me that that's been repaired, that they put in new posts, and that's already been corrected, so they were all over that. Let's see. That's really all I have that we haven't talked about before. We still have an issue with you know, reconstructing some courts in the future that's at a pretty high expense, but everybody's already aware of that. And, so other than that, the tennis center looked good. You know, after they get clean up there, I'm sure that's all been done. But, and the rec center looked good. I noticed that the one flagstone planter on the southeast side is missing a piece of flagstone on the corner. Just, you know, it's one piece is gone. That's really all I saw over there that wasn't really good. Playground condition looked good. Pavilion was in good shape. I did notice that the men's bathroom vent had been cleaned. Since one time before I'd mentioned it was getting kind of dirty, but that had been cleaned. And of course the pools are closed. That's all I have, I think.
All right, I might just bring something up in regard to the BVRC fitness facility. Something I've noticed, because I get to all 3 fitness facilities often, and especially there, when using the free rack weights, which we'd be doing a bench press, or even using the easy curl bar. This is more of a question probably for Roland. If we could post something that says to use the safeties. There was a near miss just the other day of someone with several hundred pounds on the rack, no safeties, and they kind of lost control. They started sliding off. That kind of puts everybody in the area at risk. So,
I don't use those. Are the safeties the little things that go on the end of the
the little
bars?
clamps, yeah, at the end.
Okay.
Then they're there. You know, they're
Oh,
provided.
I know.
Yeah.
I just assumed
Some
that's
choose
what
not to
they
use them. All right, thanks. Next up would be Keith.
You know, I would like to start by complimenting the Bella Vista Historical Society, who, from all pieces of feedback I've gotten, that they did a good job managing that tournament, and it was well received from what I heard. The only negative I heard is that they did not bring additional portalettes, additional toilets. So, but it seemed like a lot of Bella Vista people participated and enjoyed. As far as Lake Ann, starting with the dam area, the waterfall bridge area still looks good. It does have some weeds that tend to get overgrown in the corners of the bridges, and there's a area that laps over the handrail, and perhaps just once a month swinging by with a weed eater, it'll keep it just looking a lot more presentable. No member interactions there. In the launch area, the park's in great shape. All boats and lease area have correct registration except one, slot 13. The pavilion barbecue areas are great. Portalettes both clean and good. Trash cans good. Ramp and cleaning station good. The ramp still has a rubber bumper kind of falling apart. Unfortunately, I think I mentioned last month that dock is just so degraded. It's hard for a screw to even hold the rubber bumper on. It just keeps breaking off. So it's going to need a minor investment to upgrade at least the ends of the wood where the bumpers are attached. And I also had Metfield and both the pickleball area, the barbecue areas, bathrooms by the clubhouse or by the picnic areas, all in very good shape. Playgrounds in great shape. No areas to review, and the Metfield workout facility also in great shape. Had a good chat with Melanie there at the front desk. She was appreciative of them replacing the broken ceiling fans in the workout area that some members had provided some feedback on, and it sounded like they were replacing the TV in the entrance area there in the clubhouse. Additional observations, good discussion about the rental room and how some staff reductions have reduced working hours, and therefore the ability to rent that room on evenings and weekends could be limited, but understand where that has to go. So that's it for me.
All right, thank you, Keith. Next up are the gun ranges. Brian, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Anybody that is here that doesn't remember who I am, my apologies for missing the last, actually, I believe it's 3 months, unavoidable with my work schedule, but I'm back today. the gun ranges in general at the Highland Shooting Complex, pistol and rifle ranges are in good condition. Of course, the archery range is basically new, even though it's been in existence, but hasn't really been used up to this point, but that is now functional. There is some wear and tear to the skip berms at the pistol range, which basically implies that they're doing their job, catching the lead as it's going down range. Over at Trap and Skeet, just a couple of observations there. Number one, I was out there a week ago this last Saturday. It was a beautiful day. It is the first day that I've been out there in a non-tournament situation where literally the whole Trap and Skeet was being used. There was about 17 people out there using that. A new group was out there, a bunch of young people from Pea Ridge High School. They just started a shooting team this year, and they were out using the Trap and Skeet, and it looks like they were doing a fine job. I talked to a gentleman. He was one of the dads that was out there. He was out there with his young daughter and with his teenage son. He had actually lived in Bella Vista prior. He lives in Pea Ridge now, and he was not even aware that there was a Trap and Skeet range out there at the shooting range at the Highlands Complex. But he was very impressed with it. He wished he would have known that was out there earlier, is what he had mentioned to me. Just a couple of observations at Trap and Skeet. I know that the launch houses are getting close to needing some paint. My understanding, John, I'm going to kind of direct this, towards you. I understand that we potentially have volunteers to paint, other than just clearing the hurdle of the legalities of it as far as that goes. So if you could maybe push that a little bit, and I know paint's expensive, but it's not as expensive as new siding. So there's that. Another observation here, just based on my profession, I noticed that the gable vents on the main building at Trap and Skeet have been closed off with plastic. We're not doing ourselves any favors by having those blocked. So we may want to, if there's damage to those gable vents, if we just need to rescreen them or whatever needs to be done, but those need to be opened back up, or it's going to cause problems with that structure. And I did also notice additional observations that there is a limited amount of merchandise left at Trap and Skeet for sale. So if we could see about maybe getting that restocked. And something that I'm going to be keeping an eye on is with that archery range open now and functional, if we cannot get more use out of that from an archery standpoint, I'd like to look into maybe finding additional uses for that area, being it's been paid to construct, it's being paid for to be maintained. So if we could maybe maximize that space a little better there, again, that's just something I'm going to look into on my own. Let's see, and yeah, I think that's about all I have for this month. Thank you.
I have a question, but not probably for you or you guys. So the Pea Ridge kids, that's great. Do we charge the high school or them, or how do the non-members use the range in an organized or in any fashion?
So what he's referring to there in this particular case was a high school doing tryouts. They are guests, but they have to have member sponsorship. Any team that comes and uses the range has to have some sort of membership sponsorship, but they're still charged as a guest of the POA.
Okay. Thanks,
That's not the right word. A guest of a member, sorry.
No, thank you.
All right, thank you, Brian. Next up would be Alan for Tanyard Creek and the trails at Blowing Springs.
Okay, Tanyard Creek. The park is very clean of litter and limbs and grass and anything. I mean, that park is spotless. The Tanyard Creek volunteers are doing a great job. The educational signage along the trails provide learning opportunities, explaining floral, geographical, and historical information about the park. There's a pet refuge station right adjacent to the parking lot for the pet walkers, and the pavilion is located at the entrance of the park and is available for rent by calling the Bella Vista POA, and it'll hold at least 50 people. you know. So, yeah. Areas for review. Informational signage is needed for RV vehicles, describing a possible parking area for them. And I'll run right into member interaction. I interviewed two people traveling from Maine to Arizona in a Class B RV. They were first responders, and they'd been all over the country. And number one, they gave Tanyard Creek a 5 out of 5. And that's pretty dadgum good coming from somebody that's traveled all over the country. But they said that they found it on our website, which has a map of Tanyard Creek. And you guys can look it up at your convenience, but on this map, it shows the parking lot of Tanyard Creek Practice Facility. And along, what's that called, Nature Trail Lane, and it's just blank. And it would be really easy, I think, to put in there some kind of direction to RV parking or additional parking for people that's looking at, like on the website, looking for a place to park. And it wouldn't cost hardly anything, I wouldn't think, to change that map, just to tweak it a little bit. And that'll give people an opportunity before they get there and they pull up to that parking lot and, wow, where are we gonna park? Where are we parking this big thing? I don't know how they get in there and get out myself. Anyway, additional observations. The volunteers had just finished the chain bridge, which is in phase 1, located in a wet area next to the limestone bluff. It's about a 30-foot chain bridge you just walk over, and a deadfall tree came down and nailed it right in the middle of it. It's unbelievable. I've sent some pictures of it. Anyway, we called Rick, and they've already come out and removed it. And the volunteers have already replaced the decking on the chain bridge, so it's back usable and ready to go. So hats off to Rick and you guys for getting that taken care of, because it was kind of a safety issue. The Tanyard Creek volunteer report. They continue cleaning the trails, weed eating along the trails, benches, replacing signage, and as part of the fall program, all the benches in the park were sanded, scraped, and repainted with 2 coats of paint. They're really nice. Looks great. Okay, that's all for Tanyard Creek. Boyne Springs Greenway Trail is just in excellent shape all the way from the front parking lot all the way to Houston Road. It's clean of vegetation. Some of the gravel pour outs from the biking trails have been cleaned up. It's just, I was up there Sunday and it was just back and forth, bikes, people walking dogs. It's just and I looked it up, and it is the #2 trail used in Bella Vista, right behind the Huntley Skills Park, I think it is. Gravity Park. They do loops. So yeah. You get counted over and over again. Okay. So anyway, it's used a lot, and people love it. The people I interviewed just are very complimentary of the trail and the connectivity to every place in Bella Vista. And the Bella Vista trails, I actually walked Branchwood Trail Sunday, and if you haven't walked that trail, you need to go out there. It's beautiful. It's got old growth timber all over it. I think there used to be a 9-hole golf course there, and now it's a Frisbee golf course. It's about
Disc golf.
Disco. What'd I say? Frisbee? Oh, that tells the age, huh? Anyway, it is beautiful. It's like 1 1/3 miles around that thing, and it's absolutely beautiful. Anyway, if you want any other information on trails in Bella Vista, go to the Facebook page. and they have people that's reporting if there's anything on trails like trees falling over or any kind of information people need to know. It's almost current. You can see where it's posted, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 3 days, but it's a great information for somebody that's going out on the trail. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Alan. On the agenda, there is no current business or new business to cover. We do have one board member here. That'd be Jackie. If you have anything to add, or
just a couple comments. I agree with Alan on the parking at Tanyard. When I was out there the other day, there was a large vehicle parked down at Tanyard Practice Center, and it made sense to me to drop off and pick up your passengers, but I think that's something this group may talk about some more. I think it's been brought up, but I do agree. I think that's a good idea. I wanted to ditto what Keith said. I was a participant in the Pickle for Preservation, and Brian and his group did an outstanding, top-notch job of setting that up and having it there and having a silent auction, having Deborah on the board, had family members come with Play It Again out of Springfield with some equipment. There was a plan to have a second porta potty, and something fell through at the last minute, unfortunately. He knew that was a need, and it just didn't pan out. But the bottom line, thank you for approving that event, so let them have it. And they were successful raising money, and that was the key thing. I think he raised over $7,000 through that event with sponsorships and all, so it was really good. And just a comment to our new member, I also love croquet when you visit but I assure you that is not going to diminish my love for pickleball. That's all.
all right, thank you, Jackie. Next up would be Tom.
Just a reminder that it's almost budget season, so we will be presenting the proposed budget to the community on November 13th at 6 p.m. in this room. You're welcome to attend and comment. There'll be an open forum section during that. So it's always important, the committees give the board and the management team recommendations on projects for the coming year, and you can see what made it through based upon budget limitations and so forth. So always encourage everybody to attend. Unfortunately, that request is rarely heeded. We usually only have less than 5 people in attendance, but it'd be great if people could attend and share their opinions.
Will the budget, the draft budget from staff, be available, say, on the website before the meeting, so if someone wanted to review it?
We usually make it just a little bit before because, frankly, we're scrambling at that point.
Sure, understood.
But there is a full week between the budget presentation and its adoption. So there is ample time for the community to get it, review it in great detail, because we give a huge amount of information, and we're always open to comments.
So this would be my first time thinking about this. The process is staff presents budget, community would have an opportunity to comment, but if they haven't seen it, it's a little less helpful. Then the next week, does the board just vote yay, nay, or make amendments, or is there further comment?
It actually starts beforehand because, so it first goes to the board of directors. They're your elected representatives that review the budget. They're given, they actually interview, every single department head has to present their budget, justify their budget, answer questions from the board. The board typically makes changes between that and the first presentation to the community as a whole. And then we do post like I said, we do post the budget, as far in advance as we can, depending upon the changes that are requested.
So even if it's, say, a day before the meeting, it would be available for review?
Absolutely. It'll be available on our website. Once again, we run analytics on those kind of things, and unfortunately, the analytics tend to show that very few people open the document.
Be careful what you wish for.
It's there. And then, you know, there's an open forum section where members can make comments and so forth. So, and then it's a whole week. And then there's another open forum section at the following meeting that you can make additional comments. And then typically the board votes on it at that time.
And I'm assuming that if I could see this current year's budget, so if one wanted to compare, one would be able to.
Yeah, so I encourage you to go on to the financial portion of our website. We have 15 years worth of audited financials. We have the budgets for the last 5-7 years, the budget presentations, the budget packets, all this information. We have monthly financials. We have a wealth of information available on our website, statistical information for going back years. So there is a lot of information available.
Thank you.
You got it.
Sorry to ask, but could you repeat that meeting time?
It is November 13th at 6 p.m. in the boardroom, and that meeting will be live streamed. We do get, we tend to get 200 to 300 people that will view it live stream, which is good.
Yeah. But I assume it's not one of those meetings sometimes in business where you can, like Zoom, where you can send questions electronically. If you want to have questions, show up.
You got to be here, or you have to send in your questions ahead of time, and then Jessica will read them off and so forth. So I encourage you to attend. There you go.
All right, thank you, Tom. Next up would be Rick, but John will fill in for Rick today.
So I'll start off with our Lakes and Parks. Lake Ranger contacts for the month of September were 6,313, and that is up just a little bit from the previous year at 5,859. There were 381 people removed last month, 390 on the water contacts or boat contacts, over 108 boat hours. Loch Lomond drawdown is going to start on November 3rd, and the gates will remain open until March 2nd. Our target's going to be 3 inches per day. That's every lake, every time we draw down, we always try to go down 3 inches per day. How quickly we can get there is going to be completely dependent on how much precipitation we get during that period, but the goal is 3 inches per day. So it'll take us the better part of a month to get down, and then from there we'll hold those gates open until March 2nd. A lot of this information about the drawdown as far as permitting and that sort of thing will be available on the website. There's a banner that pops up on the Lakes website right now. There's also an icon to click on the Lakes website that'll give you nearly all the information that you need. Trout stocking will begin sometime in November, not exactly sure when. It's all completely dependent on Mother Nature. We target a water temperature specific to trout. So just as soon as we hit that water temperature, the trout will begin to be stocked over at Lake Brittany. Winterizing of our various facilities will begin sometime around the end of October. So that means facilities like the Tyree restrooms, places that have a tendency to freeze up, we'll winterize those so they'll be locked up. There will be a porta toilet outside that'll be members will be able to use at that point in time. Let's see, we reattached the Norwood docks. Two of the courtesy docks had come loose from the abutments there. They're now able to be used. They've been reattached. I'll move over to the gun range. As you noticed, Brian, both ranges are very busy right now. This is our busy season. We're kind of coming to the end of our trap tournament season, so we'll have one more tournament before the end of the month, and then things kind of tail off in November. Right now, we're seeing a number of different high school teams come in and do tryouts. So on Saturdays especially, the range is going to be a little busy, just bear with us. And then other than that, the archery range is open. So far, it has been kind of slow. it's been a slow start, but it is open. The facility's working great and working as intended. We just need some folks to come out and shoot archery. That's all I got.
Question, when does the marina close at Lomond, or is it closed now?
It is closed now, but I do not know. That would be a question for Trey, and normally he's here.
Okay.
But I may have written it down from my notes from Lakes Committee, so if I read it, I'll get back to you.
Doesn't it close on Labor Day weekend?
No, it's later than that.
Is it?
Later than that. I think it's
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question.
No,
Oh, when?
I thought I might know the answer and I did not.
Oh, okay.
You know, mentioning the Lake Rangers, you reminded me of something I've witnessed with them dropping by the Branchwood pickleball facilities in the evenings, and they do it in such a professional, nice way. They're not checking POA cards, they could, but it just kind of makes sure everyone's in line, dogs are on leash if anyone brings a dog, and they just do a really good job. I don't see them during the day, when I play during the day, but perhaps it's maybe even more needed in the evening where people are maybe a little looser, so I think it's really appreciated what they do.
Good to hear.
Have you had any interest from, on your archery piece from high schools?
Not as of yet. Nobody has come forward. It's mostly been just our regular shooters that also happen to have a bow, so now it's just that much more convenient for them to practice everything they do. Now, to be fair, right now is archery season for hunting, so a lot of the time that you might be shooting a bow, they're already out hunting, so that could be one reason, but we're waiting.
Yeah, it's become a huge program, and Arkansas Game and Fish, I think, spearheads it. They have a state event in Hot Springs at the convention center every year that draws thousands of high school students. So I don't know if that's something you want to do up there or pursue it.
All right, thank you, John.
You got a question?
Okay, go ahead.
If one wanted to do some work on a dock or a seawall or whatever on a drawn down lake, where would they go get the information on permit requirements and what needed to permit and where to go get it?
So a lot of that information is up on the Lakes website.
Okay. On the POA?
Yes, on POA.com, and then things to do, and then the Lakes webpage, and you should be able to see it right there whenever you click on it.
Just refer them to the website.
Yes, okay. And as far as like those permits go, it'll be a combination of us and the city.
Right. Okay.
And if you're interested, or you know someone that's interested in doing work, lock down a contractor as soon as possible. That's gonna be rough, because it's a limited time window and it's winter, so you can get snowfall, which can interrupt it. So lock down a contractor and try and get at the beginning of their calendar if you can.
Boy, I can second that one from personal experience. It can get pretty intense at the last portion. Also, there's thresholds too that govern what you do with the dock, I discovered. You know, certain thresholds where you get to a point where you need a permit. Others you don't, but you want to clear that through the city first. So, great, I see Trey is not here. We'll move on to Roland, and Lake will be covering for Roland this evening.
Hello, thanks for having me.
All right.
Just a couple of new things at Branchwood regarding classes. Last month, there was a poll done at the last committee to move the Power H2O class from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. We changed it to 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. So I guess that's the preferred time, so we changed it. Miss Lucy Cordy has retired. She was with us for 11 years. She didn't miss a single class in those 11 years, so congrats to her. But we have replaced her with Miss Kim and Susan. They're both very lovely ladies and great teachers. And due to popular request, there's now chair yoga and yoga flow on Mondays. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Lake. Well, if that's it, are there no further business? We'll conclude. Our next committee meeting will be November 10th, 4:00 p.m. boardroom live stream. This meeting is adjourned.